Morocco, a country often known for its cultural diversity, geostrategic location, and thoughtful policies, also plays a crucial role in the global food supply thanks to its vast phosphate reserves. With around 70 to 75% of the world's phosphate reserves, estimated at around 50 billion tons, Morocco is undeniably a key player on the world stage. This raw material is essential not only for the production of fertilizers, but also for the production of lithium iron phosphate battery materials, which are crucial for the green energy transition. The role of phosphate in agriculture and industry. Phosphate is essential to modern agriculture. Without the use of phosphorus-based fertilizers, it would not be possible to feed the world's current population of 8 billion people. Experts point out that the use of these fertilizers alone could feed an additional 3 billion people. The world's annual demand for phosphate is estimated at about 50 million metric tons, although demand varies widely by industry and country. The main consumer is agriculture, especially in countries with intensive agricultural economies such as China, India, and the United States. At the same time, industrial demand is growing, particularly for battery production in countries that rely heavily on renewable energy, such as Germany and Japan, which highlights the immense importance of Morocco's reserves. OCP Group, Morocco's economic engine. Founded in 1920, the state-controlled OCP Group, Office Chérifien des Phosphate, is the heart of the Moroccan phosphate industry. Since its inception, it has grown from a national mining company to a world leader in phosphate processing. With a turnover of around $9 billion in 2024, the company contributes a lot to Morocco's gross domestic product, GDP, and to the country's export earnings. In addition to being the world's largest exporter of phosphate and its derivatives, the OCP Group is a pioneer in the development of sustainable production methods. The world's largest phosphate mine, the Khouribga mine, produces 35 billion tons of phosphate each year. In addition to directly creating thousands of jobs, the OCP Group invests in social development projects, education, and environmental initiatives, particularly in regions such as Khouribga, Safi, and Yorf Lasfar. Geopolitical dimensions. Morocco's dominance in the phosphate market gives the country considerable geopolitical weight. One example of this is the recent intensification of cooperation with India, which sees Morocco as a reliable partner for securing its fertilizer supplies. Morocco has also signed trade agreements with several West African countries to promote regional agricultural projects, and is negotiating strategic partnerships with the European Union on the sustainable use of resources. Countries such as India, Brazil, and many African states rely heavily on Moroccan phosphate exports to maintain their agricultural production. Following the war in Ukraine and sanctions against Russia, a major supplier of potash fertilizers, Morocco has further strengthened its position. One example of Morocco's strategic influence is Brazil. The South American country, which traditionally relied on Russian fertilizers, was able to avoid the ecologically and culturally damaging mining of its national fertilizer salt reserves in indigenous Amazonian regions, thanks to Moroccan phosphate supplies. Challenges and visions. Despite its phosphate wealth, Morocco faces challenges. The production of phosphate-based fertilizers is energy-intensive and has relied heavily on fossil fuels. Rising oil prices are affecting the profitability of production. To secure its economic dominance in the long term, Morocco is investing in renewable energy and plans to use green hydrogen as an energy source for the phosphate industry. Morocco is also involved in joint venture projects in Africa to promote local fertilizer production. By 2025, several fertilizer plants are expected to be operational in West and East Africa, which are heavily dependent on Moroccan rock phosphate. These projects will consolidate Morocco's role as an indispensable partner in the continent's agricultural development. Looking to the future, Morocco's strategic use of its phosphate reserves could result in the country controlling up to 80 to 90% of the global phosphate market by 2030. By investing in infrastructure, research, and sustainable production, the kingdom could not only consolidate its economic and geopolitical position, but also play a central role in ensuring global food and energy security. In a world where the demand for food and clean energy is growing inexorably, Morocco has a unique opportunity to establish itself as an indispensable player on the world stage. With its vision of sustainable growth and its willingness to take on technological and strategic challenges, Morocco could not only shape its own economic destiny, but also have a decisive impact on the future of global agriculture and energy.